Imagine a place so vast and silent that you can hear the heartbeat of the earth, a land where the ice is 2 miles thick and the history is written in layers of frost dating back to the dawn of time. Imagine a fortress of white that holds the power to drown every coastal city on the planet, yet remains a place where the sun refuses to set for months and then vanishes into a velvet polar night. This is not just an island, it is a 3 million square mile time machine. This is Greenland, the great land of the Inuit, the Greenland of the Vikings, and the ultimate ground zero for the future of the human race. Tonight, we are going to peel back the ice and look into the 4 billion-year-old soul of the Arctic, tracing a journey from the birth of the world's oldest rocks to the secret nuclear cities buried beneath the snow, and finally, to the modern-day battle for the riches hidden under the melting permafrost. To truly understand Greenland, you must first understand the scale of the silence. Underneath the massive ice sheet lies a hidden world. If you were to strip away the ice today, you would find a canyon, larger than the Grand Canyon cutting through the center of the island, a secret artery that has been hidden from human eyes for eons. The story begins $3.8 billion years ago in the Isua Greenstone Belt. While the rest of the Earth was a molten, chaotic mess, Greenland was already forming. These rocks contain the chemical signatures of the very first life forms on our planet. This is the cradle of existence, frozen in a geological vault. For billions of years, Greenland was not a land of ice. It drifted across the globe on tectonic plates, spending time in the tropics and the temperate zones. We have found fossils of lush forests, of giant sequoias and ancient ferns, proving that this white desert was once a vibrant green jungle. The ice we see today only began to take hold about 3 million years ago, a result of the closing of the Isthmus of Panama, which rerouted ocean currents and plunged the North into a permanent winter. But even as the ice grew, life found a way. The human story of Greenland is one of the most harrowing tales of survival in the history of our species. Roughly 4,500 years ago, the first pioneers, the Sakak people, crossed the frozen bridge of the Nares Strait from Canada. They didn't have metal. They didn't have wood. They lived on the edge of the world, using stone tools to hunt the massive bowhead whale. They were followed by the independence culture, people who lived so far north that they survived months of total darkness by burning seal blubber in stone lamps. These people didn't just survive, they thrived in an environment that would kill a modern city dweller in a single afternoon. Then, the medieval world collided with the Arctic. In the 10th century, a red-bearded exile named Erik the Red was kicked out of Iceland for a double homicide. He sailed west, chasing rumors of land, and found the deep protected fjords of the southwest coast. In a stroke of genius that we would today call branding, he named the land Greenland, to convince his fellow Norsemen that it was a pastoral paradise. It worked. Within decades, 2 major Viking settlements sprouted. They built stone houses, raised sheep, and erected a massive cathedral at Gardar. They were the westernmost outpost of European Christendom. For 400 years, they traded walrus ivory, the white gold of the Middle Ages, with the courts of Europe. But the climate is a fickle god. The Little Ice Age began in the 14th century, and the world turned cold. The fjords froze over, preventing the trade ships from Norway from reaching the colonies. At the same time, the Thule people, the ancestors of the modern Inuit, moved south. They brought superior technology, the kayak, the umiak, and the toggle harpoon. While the Vikings clung to their European ways, trying to farm sheep in a blizzard, the Inuit mastered the ice. By the mid-1400s, the Norse were gone. We don't know if they starved, if they were assimilated, or if the last survivors simply sailed away into the mist, leaving behind nothing but empty stone churches that still stand today as monuments to human hubris. Greenland fell into a period of isolation for nearly 300 years, a forgotten land, until a Norwegian missionary named Hans Egede arrived in 1721. He came looking for the descendants of the Vikings to see if they were still Catholic, but he found the Inuit instead. This sparked the era of Danish-Norwegian colonization. It was a time of profound change. Christianity spread through the fjords, and the fur trade linked the Arctic to the global economy. But with the Europeans came invisible killers, smallpox and tuberculosis, which devastated the local population. Yet the Greenlandic spirit remained unbroken. They adapted, blending their ancient hunting traditions with the new world, creating a unique Arctic identity that is neither fully European nor fully North American. The 20th century transformed Greenland into a strategic titan. During World War II, when Denmark was occupied by Germany, the United States realized that whoever controlled Greenland controlled the North Atlantic. They built massive air bases, like Thule Air Base, which became vital during the Cold War. The most incredible secret of this era was Project Iceworm. The US military began carving a massive network of tunnels deep inside the ice sheet. It was intended to be a subterranean city, powered by a portable nuclear reactor, housing 600 nuclear missiles aimed at the Soviet Union. They built a theater, a hospital, and a laboratory under the snow. But the ice sheet is not a static block, it is a slow-moving river. The glaciers began to crush the tunnels, and the project was abandoned, leaving behind a radioactive ghost city that is slowly being unearthed as the ice melts today. This brings us to the Greenland of right now. The island is no longer a passive observer of history, it is the center of the world's attention. As the climate warms, the ice is retreating at a rate that terrifies scientists. But as the ice leaves, the treasures beneath are being exposed. Greenland sits on some of the world's largest deposits of rare earth minerals, the materials we need for smartphones, electric cars, and wind turbines. The world's superpowers, the US, China, and Russia, are all looking at Greenland with hungry eyes. In 1979, the people of Greenland took a massive step toward independence, establishing home rule and changing the name of their country to Kalalit Nunaat. Today, the dream of a fully independent Greenland is closer than ever, fueled by the potential of its mineral wealth. But there is a deeper story here than just politics or money. It is the story of the ice itself. Scientists from all over the world travel to the center of the Greenland ice sheet to drill ice cores. These long cylinders of ice are like the pages of a book. They contain tiny bubbles of air trapped tens of thousands of years ago. By studying these bubbles, we can see exactly what the atmosphere was like when the mammoths still roamed the Earth. Greenland is the world's greatest library of climate history, and every year the ice melts, we lose a few more pages of that book. The sheer volume of water held here is staggering. If the entire ice sheet were to melt, global sea levels would rise by 7 meters, 23 feet. Places like Florida, Bangladesh, and the Netherlands would cease to exist. This makes Greenland the most important piece of real estate on the planet, not for what we can build on it, but for what it holds in place. Yet for the people who live there, life is a beautiful, modern synthesis. In the capital city of Nuuk, high-end restaurants serve muskox carpaccio and gourmet seafood, while just a few miles away, hunters still head out onto the ice in search of seal. It is a place where high-speed internet meets ancient oral traditions. The youth of Greenland are artists, entrepreneurs, and activists, navigating a world where the ground is literally shifting beneath their feet. They are the guardians of a land that the rest of the world is only just beginning to truly see. From the first Stone Age hunters who dared to cross the frozen sea, to the Viking explorers who sought a new start, to the Cold War soldiers living in tunnels of ice, Greenland has always been a stage for the most extreme chapters of human history. It is a place that challenges us to think in deep time, not in years or decades, but in millennia. It reminds us that we are part of a planet that is alive, breathing, and constantly changing. As the white landscape turns to gray and green, the story of Greenland is entering its most critical chapter yet. It is no longer just a remote island at the top of the map. It is the heart of our global future. If you felt the chill of the Arctic and the weight of this epic history, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We are committed to telling the stories of the world's most incredible places, from the depths of the oceans to the peaks of the poles. What part of Greenland's history shocked you the most? Was it the secret nuclear city under the ice, or the disappearance of the Vikings? Let us know in the comments below. Your engagement helps us keep these deep dive stories alive. See you in the next one.